Hi and welcome to this GCSE Maths lesson looking at vectors. Now vectors are one of those things that always seem to trip people up, but once we get the hang of them, they're actually super duper easy. They can just look a bit confusing. So what is a vector? Well, a vector is something that has both a size and a direction. So we usually in maths, we think of it as lines where we're worried about how big the line is and the direction of the line. Now, I'm not going to draw vectors on a whiteboard for you because it would just look very messy. So we're going to use some exam questions to go through how we work with vectors. So here is a past exam question. And in this question, we've got three lines making up a triangle. We've got the vector O to A is 2a, 2 little a, and the vector O to B is 3b. Now I'm going to use this example to show you a few things about vectors, and then we're going to have a go at this question together. So if I have a vector that is parallel, i.e. in the same direction as another vector, then I can say that, for example, if I had another vector over here that's parallel but not the same size as OA, I could say that my vector, let's call it OC, my vector OC will be equal to some multiple of OA. It means that they're going in the same direction, but they're just not the same size. So I can say that it's twice as long or half as long or just some multiple of OA. And that's applicable if vectors are parallel to each other. Now, evidently, these vectors are not parallel, OA and OB, because they're not going in the same direction. They're also very evidently not the same length. Now you can think of vectors as walking a path. Okay, we're walking a path between points, and the route that we take doesn't matter as long as we start and end at the same point. So for example, I could work out the path A to B by going A to O, O to B, or I could go some alternate route on some other vectors that perhaps I haven't drawn on here. If I wanted to work out the vector A to B, then I would need to walk this way from A to O, and then this way from O to B. Now, because I'm going in the opposite direction to the arrow on this vector here, that means it's minus 2a to get from O to A. And then because of the arrow, because I'm going the same direction as this vector, it's then plus 3b. And that's the confusing thing about vectors. They are all about which direction the arrow is going in. So if I'm walking from A to O, I'm going in the opposite direction as the vector line drawn. So that makes it minus 2a. And then from O to B, I'm going in the same direction. And so that ends up as plus 3b. Which actually means we've answered the very first bit of this question. Find AB in terms of A and B. Now we can write this in a super duper formal way, which I'm going to show you just so that you're aware of it, where I can say that the vector A to B is equal to A to O plus O to B, which is exactly what we did. We did A to O is minus 2A, and then O to B is plus 3B. Notice how the letters in the middle are the ones that disappear to make the final vector. That is super important. Remember, it's all about the directions we are traveling in. Now, the other main thing that we can get with vectors is we get ratios. We get a point like our point P here that is some amount along one of the lines, and we then have to work out we have to either use the ratio to work out the vector or use the vectors to work out the ratio. So if I scroll down, it will tell us about P. P is the point on AB, such that AP, PB is 2 to 3. show that OP is parallel to the vector A plus B. You can see now why I picked this question. We're incorporating parallel and ratios, okay? So P is the point on AB such that AP to PB is 2 to 3. So AP to PB is 2 to 3. So that's 2 and that's 3 in our ratio. Which means if I wanted to work out A to P, it would be, well, the total ratio is 2 plus 3, which is 5. So this section here must be 2/5 of AB, and this section here must be 3/5 of AB for it to add up to the whole. Which means A to P is 2/5 of minus 2A plus 3B. So if I now wanted to work out O to P, I can say that that's the same as O to A plus A to P, which is 2A plus 2/5 of minus 2A plus 3B. Oh, I'm going to run out of space. And if we expand the bracket out and work all of that out, what we find is that if we expand this all out, if we expand the bracket and do the 2A minus, I think it ends up as 4/5 A, then what we are left with is 6/5 A plus 6/5 B, and that's for the vector OP, which is a multiple of A plus B. If it's a multiple of it, then it is parallel. It's in the same direction. It just has a different size, a different magnitude, which means we have proved that the vector OP is parallel to the vector A plus B. Excellent stuff. We're going to have a go at another one. I'm going to walk you through it so that you can see all vectors questions follow the same pattern. It's exactly the same pattern for this question. So we've got a triangle again. We've been given the vector O to B and O to D this time. How would we find the vector B to D? Pause the video and have a go yourself. So to find the vector B to D, I'm going to walk from B to O, which is minus A, and then from O to D, which is plus B. So the vector B to D will be minus A plus B. We're then told that P is the point on DB such that D to P to B is 1 to 3. Find O to P in terms of A and B, giving your answer in its simplest form. Well, again, using the ratio, we can say that the section D to P is 1/4, because 1 plus 3 would make 4 parts in total, 1/4 of DB, and that would be 3/4 of DB. If I want to work out, what did we want to work out? Oh, if I wanted to work out O to P would be the same as O to D plus D to P. Now, it's exactly the same if I'd gone O to B and B to P. It's exactly the same, okay? It doesn't matter which one you pick. Remember, the root is irrelevant as long as we start and end at the same point. So O to D is B plus D to P is 1/4 of DB. Well, DB, D to B is going to be minus B plus A. So it's plus 1/4 of minus B plus A. See, it even might have been more sensible to use O to B and B to P, because then we wouldn't have had to have worked out the dB. So then we end up with b minus a quarter b is 3/4 b. Oh, I'm running out of space. Apologies for wonky handwriting. Plus a quarter a. Did you get it? Very well done if you did. Excellent stuff. And there you have it. You'll see vectors follow the exact same pattern. They are all questions follow the same rhythm. You find the simple vector and then you use the ratios or the geometry to work out what comes next. I hope that video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in the box below. There is a worksheet to accompany this video and the link is in the description for you to have a practice. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.